As the title up there kind of gives away, in this lesson we're going to talk about MHC molecules. There are two types, MHC1 and 2, and they both have the same goal, to present antigen fragments at the cell surface where T cells can see them and get into a murdery mood. Despite their shared goals, there are some important differences between the two, so we'll split the sketch in half. MHC1 will go on the left and MHC2 on the right. But first, let's talk about some commonalities that we'll symbolize here in the middle. MHC genes are located on chromosome 6, hence this 6 in the stone wall. And notice that the wall is made up of a whole bunch of different types of rocks. That's because MHC genes are super polymorphic, which helps contribute to an adaptable immune response. On chromosome 6, the specific genes that code for MHC are located in the human leukocyte antigen locus, or the HLA locus, represented here by the HLA banner touting Her Majesty's Loyal Army. Hooah! Or something like that. Okay, let's get into MHC1 with this one-shaped tower on the left. MHC1 is expressed on all nucleated cells. So on this side of the castle wall, we've got the regular recruits, common townspeople. Just like the butcher, baker, and candlestick maker get recruited, MHC1 allows regular old cells like hepatocytes and endothelial cells to participate in the immune response. Note that these common folk are located inside the castle walls because MHC1 presents peptides that originate from inside the cell. It provides the killer T cells a glimpse into what is happening behind closed membranes, and if the goings-on aren't to the T cells' liking, death. Instant death, no mercy. Notice that these townsfolk are prepared with their paperwork. Each one is holding a labeled recruitment card. This is to remind you that the MHC class 1 molecule alpha chain genes are HLA-A, B, and C, and you actually have 6 in total since you inherit 3 from each parent. Now, while the alpha chain is polymorphic and has a ton of genetic variation, there's another part of the MHC1 molecule called the beta-2 microglobulin, and it's the same for everyone. So we'll give each of these recruits an identical micro backpack to represent that microglobulin. I said micro backpack, even more micro. Yeah, there we go, just enough room for nothing at all. Now that they're all outfitted and set up, these townsfolk can get their MHC ID cards, which is our recurring symbol for MHC1. And of course, all of this is happening under this inspirational poster of the Killer Knight saluting. That's a reminder that cytotoxic T cells, CD8 positive T cells, recognize MHC class 1. And you've probably heard this little mnemonic before, but just remember that the CD and the MHC multiply to 8. So CD8 goes with MHC1, and CD4 goes with MHC2. And we wouldn't want to miss these little guys. The albino and black ferrets should help you recall that interferon alpha and beta increase the expression of MHC class 1. All right, let's move outside the castle walls towards this double trunk tree to talk about MHC class 2. MHC2 molecules are expressed on professional antigen-presenting cells. So to contrast with our regular recruits inside the castle, we're going to have a more professional army out here, and we'll add in our recurring APC symbols on horseback. We've got dendritic cells, macrophages, and B cells. And it's important that they're here outside the castle because MHC2 presents exogenous peptides or proteins found outside the cell environment. Now, as I said, this is a more specialized class of soldier, and they have a banner to reflect that. They're the Dragon Slayers. And the emphasis there is on the D because MHC class 2 alpha and beta chain genes are found in the HLA-D region. So as a reminder, MHC1 is HLA-A, B, and C, and MHC2 is HLA-D. It's kind of convenient, actually. And check out their nice horsey accessories. They came prepared with their classy 2-tasseled pillows, which symbolize MHC2 presentation. They've also got more chains than my genes did when I was 14 years old, and all those chains represent the alpha, beta, and invariant chains that make up a complete MHC2 molecule, a complete dragon-catching system, as it were. And there to salute their dragon-fighting prowess is our little helper squire, our recurring symbol for CD4 positive T cells. He's saluting because, as we discussed, CD4 cells recognize MHC2. They're ginger-colored this time because they represent interferon gamma, which increases the expression of MHC2. And that's it for MHC1 and 2. We've got an army in tip-top shape. Let's do a quick review before we ship off to the front. Inherited alleles for MHC are located on chromosome 6 in an area called the MHC or HLA locus. MHC genes are highly polymorphic. MHC1 is expressed on all nucleated cells, and its job is to show what's happening inside the cell.
MHC1 alpha chain genes are HLA-A, B, and C, which show tremendous genetic variety, while the beta-2 microglobulin subunit is the same across all MHC1 molecules. MHC class I is recognized by CD8 positive killer T cells, and interferon alpha and beta increase its expression. MHC2, on the other hand, is expressed on APCs, and its job is to reveal what's happening outside the cell. MHC class II alpha and beta chain genes are located in the HLA-D region. The MHC2 molecule is made up of the alpha, beta, and invariant chains, and is recognized by CD4 positive T helper cells. Interferon gamma increases the expression of MHC2. And that's it for MHC. Now we just gotta find some dragons.